Good afternoon, learners. It's nice to welcome you once again to our online lesson and it remains our favorite subject, business studies for JS1 Basic 7. And this is our week 4 topic. We'll be looking at introduction to keyboarding. And before we go ahead, we are given some assignments in the previous class. And in that class, we are able to treat the journal as a topic and we are given assignments. We say one, dash is the document issued when there is a return inward by the buyer. Two, dash is a document in which the goods bought on credit by a seller from the manufacturer is recorded. And three, we say dash is the cash book a source document or a journal? Is the cash book a source document or a journal? And by way of solution, we say number one answer is credit notes. That credit note is issued from the seller to the buyer when there is a return inwards. Okay, this indicates that the buyer have been overcharged due to the value of goods returned. Mind you, credit notes are issued when somebody is being overcharged due to calculation errors. So since the buyer, in this case, is turning a goods, okay, the value of that goods, okay, will be debited in the account of the seller. Therefore, the seller have to issue a credit note showing that he is owing the buyer. Then two, we say the document. Okay, that is a document in which the goods bought on credit by a seller from the manufacturer is recorded. Whenever a seller buys goods and returns those goods to the manufacturer, okay, we call that returns outwards. Okay, but here we say when the buyer buys goods from the supplier, okay, on credit, he records the goods bought in the purchase day book. So the purchase day book is used to record goods bought or purchased on credit from our manufacturer or the supplier. So the answer there is the purchase day book. And thirdly, we say that the cash book is a journal. The cash book, okay, is a journal because at the end of the day, transactions recorded in the cash book will be summed up and posted to the ledger. So in this case, the cash book is not a source document, okay? It's a journal because from it we have to extract the balances to the general ledger at the end of the day. And that's why we call it a journal, not a source document. So having said that, for today's class, we have the following objectives to be achieved. We say one, by the end of the lesson, the students will be able to attempt the following: meaning of keyboarding. We should know the meaning of keyboarding. Two, we should know the importance of keyboarding. And three, we should know the correct sitting position for a keyboardist. So having said that, having seen our assignment, let's go to the definition of keyboarding. So keyboarding is a component of business studies. Like we all know, we have about 5 components of business studies. We have the shorthand, we have the bookkeeping and accounting, we have the office practice, we have commerce, and we also have keyboarding. So keyboarding is a component of business studies and it involves the pressing of keyboard keys on special machines such as the typewriter and computer to produce printed letters, signs, symbols, and graphical illustration in a mailable form. So this is what we call the keyboard. So here we're talking about the keyboard of the organ, musical instrument, talking about the keyboard on special machines like the typewriter and the computer. And we can see a image of the keyboard. So when you look closely, you see this a keyboard. We can see the home key ASDF column IKJ. Okay, so that's a specimen of the keyboard. So having said that, I'm familiar with the keyboard. Let's move ahead. So the importance of keyboarding are as follows. We said keyboarding enables production of business documents. Two, keyboarding enables research in different fields of study and endeavor. That means when you are trying out the research, without the keyboarding, you cannot solve the without the keyboard, you cannot solve the internet. So with the keyboard on your laptop, on your desktop, on your phone, you can carry out research in various fields of study and endeavor. Then three, say keyboarding provides neater and clearer documents that could be sent and received not only in a hard copy but in a mailable form. What we mean here is that keyboarding helps us to make our document to be neater and clearer, okay, and it can also come in soft copy, okay. If you want to print it out, it can come in soft copy, and it can also be in the hard copy, the mailable form. Then number four, we say it provides various job opportunities. What this means is that keyboarding, okay, helps us. In those days, we only have the typist and the secretaries making use of the typewriter and the computer for office uses and purpose. But today, so we have virtually every field they need the computer. Okay, so the art of keyboarding, okay, being able to use these keys very well, very fast, enables us to be employed. And say lastly, keyboarding makes it possible to retrieve data or information. Yes, with our keyboard on our system, okay, we can retrieve data or information that we have saved. Anytime we want to get reach of it, okay. Unlike those days that we have handwritten documents which are not that durable, okay, and before you know it is being misplaced. But today, with the help of the keyboard, we can store our informations on our system and retrieve them anytime we want. Moving forward, we want to look at the typewriter. Okay, so we say the typewriter is one of the special machines, right? So keyboarding is not possible without the use of special machines such as the typewriter and computer. Okay, the typewriter is an office equipment or machine that has brought a tremendous change to business all over the world by making documents of facts and data easy. So before the advent of computer, we have been using the typewriter for typing our documents, okay? And with virtually in every offices you go or visit, you will see the typewriter. Even in our schools, we still have them for our practicals, okay? So the typewriter is a special machine, okay? And it helps us to have our office documents handy, okay? To have documentation of facts and data. Having said that, we say the typewriter is a machine being used for typing letters on a piece of paper when the keyboard keys are pressed. We understand that very well. Typewriter is the act of using, typewriting is the act of using machine, that's typewriter, to write fast, neatly, and in a standard form, which makes the material easier to read and be preserved. So we say that typewriter, okay, it's an office equipment or machine. But we say that typewriting is now the act, okay, that's the process of using the machine, is what we call typewriting. So there are two different things. The typewriter is an office document or machine, And we say the typewriting is the act or process of using that machine, okay, to write fast, neatly, and in standard form, which makes the material easier to read and be preserved. What it also means is that not everybody can see our handwritings, okay? So when it comes to business especially, you have to use the typewriter, okay, to make our documents or materials very easy to read and preserved. Going forward, we want to look at the computer. This is another special machine, okay? I would say keyboarding is also possible on a more advanced and modern machine than the typewriter. And this machine is known as the computer. So a computer is a programmable device that accepts, processes, stores, and display information or data. So we say keyboarding now is very possible and it's even more better on this advanced machine called the computer. Okay, why? Because with the use of the typewriter, you can only have hard copies, okay, which are preserved. But with the use of this advanced machine, that's the computer, okay, we can not only accept, we can process and store information or data. And anytime you need them, it can be displayed. Okay, so that's the computer, and keyboarding is very possible on the computer device. And we can see the computer. We are very familiar with the computer. So this is a typical computer. Okay, hope you can see it very well. Look at the keyboard. This is the screen of the computer. So having said that, we want to look at the correct sitting position for a keyboardist. So who is a keyboardist? A keyboardist is that person, okay, that makes use of the keyboard. So how does a keyboardist sit? Okay, in most cases, we're talking about the typist or the secretary. What should be the correct sitting position? Okay, we say one, they should sit in an erect position with your eyes on the book you are going to type. Okay, your eyes should be on the book you're going to type, not on the keyboard, because at this point, a good typist, okay, must be very familiar with the buttons on the typewriter or the computer. So your eyes should be fixed not on the buttons but on the book or type sheet you want to make use of. Then we say two, your body should slope slightly forward from the hips. Okay, it should not be on a relaxed form. You should slope forward. And we say three, your arms. Relax your arms and elbows. Do not extend your elbows outward or position them rigidly at your side. Then four, you should curve your fingers as if you want to grab a handlebar. Okay, so your fingers should not be straight, okay, but should be curved so that you can type the keys, okay, on the special machines very easy and very flexible for you. Then say five, you should keep your knees apart and do not ever cross them. You cannot see a typist, okay, crossing his or her legs. No, he keeps the legs apart. And lastly, we say your feet must be flat and placed apart on the floor with one foot slightly in front of the other. So these are the correct sitting position for you to be a good typist as a keyboardist. Then the next thing we're going to look here is how far we have gone. So as a way of evaluation, we've been able to vividly explain the meaning of keyboarding, okay? And we say that keyboarding simply means, the when you press keys on special machines like the computer and the typewriter. And we say state three importance of keyboarding. We have seen that, and we also say you should list the steps involved in a correct sitting position. So we have seen that. So having said that, our assignments are as follows. So are there different types of keyboard? If yes, state the two major types. Two, state any four parts of the keyboard that you know. Then three, accurately draw any major type of keyboard. That's you have to draw any major type of keyboard on a cardboard paper. So with that, we come to the end of this class. Thank you for your time. I remain Mr. Shufulue Olisa, and you can send your assignments to my WhatsApp number, which is as shown on the screen, and also my email. Thank you.